Hey guys, welcome back. Aurabomb here, bringing you the next deck profile. Things are winding down. I'm finding less and less interest in playing a lot of decks, but Stonjourner was actually very heavily requested. And to be honest, like, this deck is really weird. It's kind of like, it's got the slow vibes of like old ADP, but less of the benefits, if you know what I mean. But we'll discuss it as we go on. Before we get into the video, though, I think this deck is super cool. Like, the fact that we were able to beat Zacian in that matchup, to be fair, be sure to check it out. It's like, be able to take a game from them was really, really cool, the way we got it. So I'm really interested on expanding on this deck. This deck is actually going to be nearly card for card. I took out a few cards here and there. So it's like, it's a list that did well in Japan. I think I won the cup in Japan or something. And I tweaked it a little bit to be more of how like I prefer to play the deck, I guess. Although there's a lot of different things I want to try in this deck, like beta or beat, whatever you want to call them. The one that lets you attach extra energy from your hand. That seems like it'll be pretty good since it's a 3 energy attacker. As well as like a few other things I would like to remove and just try different things. I'm actually really excited about this build though. I think this build's pretty cool and has a lot of potential. It just needs to be tweaked because once again, this is not my final build. This is just the initial build that I have of this deck. Ignore my computer in the background. I'm actually doing some stuff right now at the same time. But hey, before we end the video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Let me know in the comments down below. This is a good time. Like, a lot of people answer the comment question of the day for these videos because they have a chance to win some a Sword and Shield booster box, as well as some Sword and Shield sleeves, not sleeves, codes whenever those come out. So if you guys want a chance to win those, answer the comment question today. Today's gonna be simple. What matchups do you want to see? Or if there's a new deck you haven't seen me play on the channel yet. If there's a deck you haven't seen me play on the channel that you're interested in, that you think is actually pretty good, like, you have to think it's actually good, not like mediocre. Because I don't want to, it's like, printing costs money, especially whenever I'm printing like decently quality cards like this. Ink is not cheap, and going out to places to print cards also not cheap. Like, these are printed on really good stock paper, so I want to be able to print cards that are actually worth my money. You know what I'm saying? So answer the comment question today for a chance to win a couple of codes whenever the set does drop. And check out the Discord, because Discord's been a lot of fun. You can see me rant about how much I hate the fact that they removed Fairy from the game and how that upsets me, as well as the fact that we pretty, all the other conversations that we have so upset about it. It just happened, guys, when I'm recording this video. You're not going to see this video for 2 days, but my poor Togekiss. They made those things psychic energies instead. They're making fairy Pokemon psychic Pokemon in the TCG for the future of the game. And I just sold like 8 secret rare psychic energies because I was like, you know what? I'm only going to keep the energies of my favorite Pokemon, which is Lucario and Togekiss, right? I don't have any fairy energies because I never purchased any. I only have the one, but I'm keeping it as a memento for this horrible day. But I have like a bunch of fightings and a bunch of medals. Not a bunch, but I have a few that I'm keeping for Lucario's sake. And I was keeping the fairy ones and selling the rest of them that I don't need. I was like, you know what? That's a different video. Let's just go over the deck profile. For Stonjourner V, 220 HP is pretty good. Its first attack means you take 20 less damage from attacks the following turn. Good if you're trying to just like tank a hit. We play a couple tools in this deck, but one of them that we do play is the what's it called? The Giant Charm, which gives us plus 30 extra HP. With that attack, in order for them to OHKO you, they have the 270, which is pretty good. Second attack is 150 base. VMAX is just stronger, so we don't really have to worry about this card too much because the ultimate goal is to get to our VMAX. Stonjourner VMAX here. A massive 330 HP. I think the second highest. I think the highest is Snorlax, right? I think Lapras is 320 and this is 330. Its first attack is actually pretty good, and I kind of undervalued its usefulness. You can attach a fighting energy from your hand, and if you do, you can heal you can attach a fighting energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, including itself. And if you do, you can heal 120 damage from that Pokemon. That's a Maulana heal. If you Maulana as well as use the attack, you can heal 240 from one of these Pokemon. We also are playing Indeedee in this deck, which, if you guys saw the matchup, you know it's coming. If you guys saw the tabletop matchup, you know it's coming. Second attack does 200. Nothing to write home about. You can increase the damage output with the likes of Diancie Prism Star and Martial Arts Dojo, so you can hit 260 at most. There's other cards like Fine Band that can make you hit 270. I just kind of want to go the tanky route of this deck, but Fine Band is definitely a decent option if you want to throw that in. But yeah, 330 HP, lots of healing. You can accelerate energies, quote unquote, with an attack. It's not the best, but I mean, like, if you evolve, if you attach attack, right, with this thing, turn 1, evolve, attach, and then you can attack and accelerate an energy either to itself or a different Pokemon, and then manually attach to it the next turn or attach anywhere else the next turn. So it does help you set up, as well as, you know, heal any damage you took the previous turn if you need to. So I do like the card. I think it's a little bit of a slow setup, but a slow build has never been a problem. ADP has been doing super well in the format. It's just the payout isn't as great as ADP. So now, this is going to be my favorite part of the video, because it's going to make people have to listen to the video. A lot of people just kind of scroll through and not listen to the video at all. So shout out to the people that actually watch and listen to the video. We got 2 Indeedee. I'm going to go ahead and post a picture of Indeedee for you guys here. Now, there's a few reasons why you play Indeedee. The healing option, first of all, I tried to get these cards printed before the matchup did, but my printer at my house is busted. So I've been actually using my friend's printer. But she's out of town right now, so can't really use her printer. I spend, like, by the way, guys, I easily spend like over $80 every time the set drops to get a brand new thing of colored ink, because I use up so much colored ink printing these cards. But my friend's out of town right now. I was on a tight schedule because I could only meet with my friends to record these matchups yesterday. It was the only time for like 2 weeks. So as you can see, I didn't have time to be like, okay, gotta print this. I wasn't prepared, so I didn't get the Indeedee's printed. People always ask me, like, why don't you just print the cards? It's like, because there's a lot that goes into it. I have to go out to get the cards printed. I have to schedule meeting with people to get the games played, and if we ever change the strategy of like what we're gonna play or things like that, like with this Stonjourner, I wasn't planning on playing Stonjourner. I printed them just in case, but I never printed the Indeedees because I didn't think I was gonna need the Indeedees, but now I do. But no, I digress. Anyways. It heals 20 damage from the active Pokemon, which is good. You can heal up your Stonjourners. The Japanese list actually played 4 Indeedees. I put in some different Pokemon that are my bench sitters, so that's why I cut mine down to 2. But there's actually other reasons to play it. Indeedee is really good at punishing decks that can actually aggressively fight the Stonjourner. For instance, decks that want to use a lot of energies, Reshizard, Zacians, things like that. What else? Like Pikarom is a big one too. Like these things attach a lot of energies to themselves, and Indeedee's attack does 6 damage. It does 10 damage plus 60 more damage for each energy attached to them. So if they have 4 damage on them, you're hitting them for 250, which is a lot of damage, which is something this deck has a hard time doing. Like this can hit 200, it can ramp up, but obviously you have to meet conditions. While this one is just like energy acceleration kind of thing. Like imagine a 6 energy Pikarom, right? Destroyed, demolished. So it's kind of a good attacker. I think in the next build, I'm probably not even gonna bother with Indeedee or the Prism energies, because I think I have to test it against more matchups, but I do kind of feel like there's not that much of a difference as far as the healing goes. So something to keep in mind, but I do like the option. I think it's been really useful in the meantime. It's also been a good way for me to pressure Zacian, Lucario, Melmetal, start attaching energies to my Indeedee, and I want to pressure them to use their GX attack on my Indeedee because I'd rather be attacking with this dude instead of Indeedee. So I'm like, I start attaching energies to my Indeedee, trying to get them to GX me because they want to remove all my energies. And once they do, this thing has more free reign to setting up, which is the one thing I have liked about actually the Indeedee, is the pressure that it puts on your opponent to start reacting to it, which means they can't react to this later. Everything else is just one of their bench sitters kind of thing. First thing is a Oranguru. This is good for putting your custom catchers back in the deck. You know, this general strategy with Marnie and Professor Research. So we do have one Oranguru, one Diancie, just to increase your damage output by 20. Otherwise, it's whatever. One Absol. Disruption is really strong. It's really, really good. If it wasn't for the fact that I prized Absol in 2 of my games, I feel like I would have done a lot better in that matchup, to be 100% honest. But Absol is really good for disrupting your Jirachis, and sometimes that's really all you need to win a lot of games, is disrupting your opponent. And one Fion, because being able to force knockouts whenever you push your opponent back. This deck is all about just hitting them until you've broken their board down enough to where every time you attack them, it's going to be a knockout. You saw that happen against Zacian. Every time they would pull up a Pokemon that I can't Oko, I would just drop a Fion and be like, all right, if I can't Oko that, choose a Pokemon I can Oko. I don't care. I will drop a Fion and let's let that happen. I still feel strongly that Fion is one of the best cards in the meta right now that people should abuse more. I do like this Fion a lot. But that's going to be the Pokemon line. It's a very simple Pokemon line for sure. Let me know if you guys have any other things you would like to see being played in this deck. There's always some slower options like 1 energy attackers. I think Buzzwole is still in the format, maybe? Is Buzzwole still in the format? I think it is. So you could probably play things like that if you just want to do some poke damage in the meantime. I definitely think that's a pretty good option, but I just think like the goal is to set up this this big boy, this big rock. So that's what I'm going for here. Ooh, I gotta deal with that in a second. Let's make this video a little bit quicker. It's already been 10 minutes anyways. 4 quick balls to get your Pokemon out. 4 custom catchers because taking knockouts at the right times is pretty good, as well as stalling. 3 switches because we want to be able to have a lot of movement in our board so that we don't ever get O-code. Or like, I guess 2 KO'd, because we are still a VMAX deck, so it is a 3 prize. It's a 3 prize deck. 3 tag calls because we are playing 4 tag supporters. I just like having the tag calls. Being able to have like essentially 5 outs to a Malolana is pretty important in my opinion, because Malolana is one of your best cards in the deck. Excuse me. It also means you get your Cynthia Caitlins as well, which is pretty important as well. Free draw support. Just 3 outs to either +3 cards or a healing, so it's pretty good. 2 Lily's Pokédoll, it's really, really good in this deck for stalling. Sometimes you just gotta make your opponent work through Pokédoll one way or another. So I do like Pokédoll a lot in this deck. 1 Great Catcher, it's always good. And 1 Reset Stamp, also pretty good. I can move all these cards over, right? There we go. Oh, there's no glare. I need to start recording in this part of my house. There's no glare here, and it actually looks good. Look at that. This is probably my new recording location. Now, as far as the fun stuff, 2 giant bombs. This is probably my favorite card that's in this deck. It's so good in the Zacian matchup, man. It just means your opponent can't attack you. If they don't have a way to gust you, they just can't attack you. I want to make this a 4 of count. I think Giant Bomb is super cool. If you guys don't know what Giant Bomb does, if your opponent hits you for more than 180 damage, or 180 or more damage, you put 100 damage on them, which is great. You put 10 damage counters on them, which puts a lot of things in range of your dude. And a lot of cards in this format do hit more than 180. If you think of pretty much every V card, I'm pretty sure every V card, except for like, I guess Morpeko, which you can beat with the proper gusting. Like you beat Pikarom, which is great. You beat like Fighting Weak stuff, which is generally common. And, which is good, I guess. And then like you can use Giant Bomb for the other matchups. I don't know. I just lost track of my thoughts there. We are playing 2 Giant Charms. It's pretty good for like number fixing, avoiding 2 KOs. We're not playing Jirachi. Air Balloon is just better. Air Balloon works around your opponent's Absols, which is pretty good. So we are playing one of those. I would like to make that 2. And we are playing 2 Martial Arts Dojos. I want to play 3 of these, but I digress. It's hard to do, but it is fun. I think I want to play 3 so that I can help win the Stadium War against... Because like having 3 means you beat 1 Chaotic Spell, which is sometimes all you need. I need to fix this real quick, like, and hopefully my computer does not die. Anyways, we'll do this in a second. All right, cool. And yeah, as you can see, there's a few changes I want to make. Easily want to play more Giant Bombs. At least one more Martial Arts Dojo. At least 1 more Air Balloon. Everything else I like. That's number-wise, I like them a lot. But Giant Bombs is just so cool, man. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that's going to be the trainer cards. As far as the supporters go, 4 research. It's a very straightforward supporter line. Not too much interesting going on here. 4 research, 3 Marnies, 2 Cynthia Caitlins, and 2 Malolanas. Draw, you just want to make sure you have energies pretty much every turn. Marnie is good for disruption as well as drawing, and then of course extra draw plus Cynthia plus Malolana. If you want, I don't know. I like this whole like 9 supporter thing going on here because I want to be able to draw as much as I can, because that's one thing I feel like this card really needs, is to be able to constantly be drawing cards so you can constantly get the things that you need. So far I haven't actually had a problem with this. I played a few games with this deck now. Haven't really had a problem with this draw support line. The only problem I'm having is my early game is if I'm going first, it sucks. Honestly, this might be one, I mean, just because I have to evolve, I need to go first, but man, if I didn't have to evolve, I would really want to go second most games. Leading with anything that can be easily O-code, or not leading with 2 Pokemon is really rough, because then you can get severely punished by just being donked the following turn. And then having this, like, what is this, 4, 8, 11 supporters that can clunk up your hand if you're going first is not super great, especially when we're not playing Dedenne. This is one of those decks I feel like slow and steady wins the race kind of feeling belongs to, so I don't want to play Dedenne in this deck list, but maybe I have to if I'm worried about these going first shenanigans. I don't know, some food for thought. Maybe Dedenne is super important if I don't want to lose, but I feel like my Pokemon are tanky enough. Like, I'm playing very few low HP Pokemon that I could lead with, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, this is just food for thought kind of situation going on. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I know a lot of people are like gung-ho, like play a lot of draw supporters if you want to win the game, but like this new meta has really made me feel like too many draw supporters will lose you the game, because then you have really bad opening hands, and you know, you're gonna go first one way or another. Probably. We got 9 fighting energies and 2 Aurora energies. This is just for the Indeedee. Once again, I feel like I would cut these. Maybe play like a solid, like if I were to play this deck again, which I might. Who knows? Who knows? I might. I mean, I still have it built. There's no reason for me not to play it again. I would cut out 1 of the Aurora energies to, and I would keep like 10 basic fighting, right? And other things I would cut, I would probably cut, what was I talking about earlier? The Indeedees, of course. So that could be like 2 less, so that's like 3 cards I can cut. And those 3 cards can become, they don't need to be draw supporters, that's for sure. We've already discussed this. Attack calls, I think 3 is fine. 3 switches seems to be fine. Maybe like another martial arts dojo, another balloon, and honestly that's it, huh? Maybe some more bench sitters. Is there any other good bench sitters though? Like, I'm pretty sure I have like everything that is decent right now. I can play a Dedenne. You can make this a Dedenne, or you can make this a what else? You can make this a Dedenne, or maybe like another giant bomb. And you have a few options here as far as like what I would do. So we'll see what happens in the future. I'm still like not sold on playing the Dedenne yet though. There's one thing, maybe I won't do this for this video, but I'm actually kind of interested in, there's a thing I was watching, so I'm getting like, I don't know, I feel like if I say this, I'm going to be betraying the dedicated Pokemon fan base, but don't take this into stalker consideration, because I'm not really spending time doing this, but I've been getting kind of into Yu-Gi-Oh lately, because my brother's been super into Yu-Gi-Oh and he wants me to play with him, and I was like, okay, cool. So I started looking up like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and one thing that I think is kind of cool is just kind of like taking one of your decks. See, I've been seeing other people's deck profiles, and I kind of like this idea of just kind of like taking, I'm just rambling in this video. I hope you guys don't mind. Taking a deck that you profiled, right? Giving it a quick shuffle, you know, although like this is probably going to be kind of clumped because I'm not doing any special shuffling. I'm just kind of doing this real quick. And then like showcasing what a hand would look like playing this deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just kind of like showcasing a game state. Like, this is not bad. If we were going first, I generally like to practice with the idea of going first just to show all my options. Like, this is not super great because I don't have an energy in hand. I feel like this would be better if I did a proper shuffle. I might have to make like 2 parts of a video just to do this kind of stuff because it's kind of interesting. I like the idea of it. I can't play this hand. Yeah, as you can see. As you can see, 3 catches in my hand. I feel like this hand would be a much different hand if I gave it a really good shuffle. But I think the concept of it is really cool. Maybe I'll do a quick riffle, you know? Maybe like some quick, I'm not really good at riffle shuffling. I don't like riffle shuffling because I don't like damaging my cards. Because I have, as you guys can see, a lot of expensive cards. But, I mean, these cards are all paper. I guess you can argue all cards are all paper, right? You can definitely argue all cards are all paper. Oh, that was really bad. I'm actually really bad at riffle shuffling, guys. I'm exposing myself on camera right now. I'm getting super exposed. Let's just do one real quick, all right? Let's give myself a quick cut. Whoop, nope, whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Nah, I drew too many cards. Also, there weren't a Pokemon there, so it's okay. It's okay, right, guys? This is so interesting. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of doing this for like combo decks. Like, I would love to do this for Zacian. This deck is not really a combo deck. There's not really much you care about doing here. All you care about is trying to get a turn 1 dude Oh, this has DD and stuff. Maybe I'll do this whenever I have a proper deck. Anyways, I'm not going to edit this out. I'm just going to go ahead and, give that idea. Maybe I'll do that for future videos. Maybe next time I do deck profiles with like combo decks like Zacian and stuff like that, where you want to get multiple Pokemon down and just kind of set up your board turn one. Maybe I'll do that for the future. We'll see. Just to show off its consistency and stuff like that and how the game wants to go on. But I'm going to end the video there. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a 20-minute deck profile for no reason. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.